What's up, Sky Squad? We are back in the building. Yes, we are back to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. We got just a little teeny weeny little bit of news to discuss today, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. I got some work being done to the house, and the contractors are on their way. So we're gonna get into this whole thing real quick. I wanted to follow up on a little bit of information that we got from Porsha Williams from last night about a question that I had, and I think quite a few other people had as well. She did kind of clear that up, so we'll talk about that. We'll also be talking about the finale, some things that we're going to get in the finale. Normally, I kind of wait for sneak peek Saturday, but today we're going to do it on Fast Forward Friday. How about that? So we're going to dive into the fight between Sidora and Latoya Ali that's going to occur in the finale. That's ultimately going to lead to some wigs being tossed, okay? Some recordings being brought out, as well as near altercation. But before we get into that, make sure you guys let me know exactly where you're watching from. I want to know where you're watching from. Drop that location in that good chatterization. I see Vegas is in the building. California is in the building. Jamaica is in the mother freaking building. VA is in the building. Stone Mountain, Georgia. Temple, Texas is in the building. Who else we got up in here? B-More, Columbia. Who else? Georgia. I see y'all. Columbia, South Carolina. New York is in the house. Toronto, LA, South Africa, DC. Canada's in the building. Indiana, DC, Upper Marlboro. Pretoria, South Africa. Roanoke, Virginia. Prayers up for St. Vincent. We got Houston in the place. Ohio, Selma, Alabama. The DMV. Covington, Charlotte, North Carolina. Who else we got up in here real quick? Kempton Park, South Africa. A lot of DC in the building. Upstate New York, Pace, Florida, Trinidad, Bahamas, Galloway, New Jersey. I see y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, we're going to make this pretty brief today because I don't want to hold y'all for too long. And I got some things that are about to pop off, and I don't want the dog to start barking when they start knocking at the door. First things first, let's get into Porsha Williams. Okay, so last night you guys saw Porsha Williams. She went live. We talked about it here on this channel. We did a little late night creep session on the channel. Y'all know I typically don't like to go live late in the night because I like to be watching my Law and Order at night. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to any SVU fans up in the house. Let me know if you watch the good SVU like me at nights as well. But when your girl Porsha went live, she spilled a lot of tea about behind the scenes, about what her perspective was from the whole situation that was that we talked about from the Vulture article. Now, I did place, yet again, the Vulture article down in the description down below. I also placed a little bit of her. We went over a few minutes of her video last night during our live. If you missed that, go back and watch that. It's from yesterday. We've been talking about this Vulture article for the past 2 days somewhat. Now, in the article, I did tell you guys that they did reach out to Porsha for comment on this situation about this behind the scenes beef that was occurring between her, Kandi, and Nene that Kenya outed on Kandi Speak On It, the one that she was on. Now, the article stated that they reached out to Porsha to get her perspective on this article. Now, me personally, I wondered why, okay? I wondered why, if they reached out to her, particularly if they were going to be talking about this situation, why ain't she responding to the article? That was my number one question, because a lot of this, I mean, she wouldn't have had to maybe defend herself if she had responded to the article, right? So, let me tell you something, Melinda J. Melinda J says, I read the article and watched the video. The article was good. It's a good read. I'm gonna tell y'all. Anyway, so somebody had posted this because I guess a lot of people had that same question. The article verbatim states they reached out to Porsha, who declined for comment. So when a Twitter user said, I think Porsha for real explained herself really well on her live just now. The only question I would have is she was given an opportunity to comment in the article. She declined. Why? Again, this is a very good question. I had the same question as well. And so it looks like other people had it as well. And so she says on her Twitter, she says they reached out a couple of times, but I was filming a couple new projects plus mommy. Now, if you guys follow Porsha on social media, if you follow her on Instagram, and she's not that active on Twitter, but she's very much active on Instagram, you will know that over the past couple of weeks, she definitely had been in, I think, New York and Los Angeles, and possibly even filming some stuff in Atlanta. But I know she had been traveling, filming some stuff. And then she says, plus mommy. I guess the only thing that happens in that instance is, you know, to me, Porsha's at a point where she's big enough, and I know she has assistants and a PR person, is that someone from either her PR team or, you know, she should have commented on this in this article specifically to give her an opportunity to respond, so that they both could have had their statements in the press and featured in this article, which was so wide ranging. The article is everywhere, and it was a huge article. So, and again, they weren't not favorable to Porsha, but it just would have, I think, helped her case had she explained in the article, you know, a little bit about her side of the story. Because for a lot of people, I think last night seemed like damage control, although I do feel as though she explained herself very well. I will say that I agree with that statement as well. But I too was wondering, well, why didn't she just comment in the article? But here is her explanation about why. And we'll just leave it at that. They reached out a couple of times, but I was filming new project plus momming. So she was, I guess, booked and busy. So I wanted to give you guys that bit of tea, because I know a lot of people. I've gotten a lot of emails and DMs with regards to that point right there. So I know that I wasn't the only one that had that question. So I'm glad that she took the time to answer that. I want to get into a little bit of this, what I'm calling Flash Forward Friday, because we're just going to kind of flash forward into the episode that's coming up this week. So I don't know if you guys are a part of the Bravo Insider. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I missed any comments. Oh, we had a couple of super chats. I do want to acknowledge those super chats from Isata, who says Silver Spring, Maryland. Hey, right up the street in the building. Who else we got up in here? I see a lot of y'all. Thank you so much for commenting your location. I think it's just cool that we all can kind of see where everybody's from, and somebody might find some friends in the same city. I had somebody who was asking where can they find the article. Again, it's in the description of this video, but just like in days before, I will also place it in the comment section of the chat. We had another one, Black Royalty 88 says, yes, I love Porsha, but you are right. She should have spoken up earlier or with Kandi on Speak on It again. And I said this at the end of my video last night. I wish that she would do a Speak on It with Kandi, because I think having that conversation and that dialogue would allow the two of them to maybe come to a really resolute place. Because what I feel like happens between the two of them is that anytime someone has a beef with Porsha on the show, one of the things they do is, and I see Marlo do this, one of the things that they do is they bring up Porsha's beef with Kandi that happened 4 years ago, that they've since worked very hard to sort of get past. And when that person does that, all it does is serve to cause Kandi to either say something or maybe even feel a certain type of way. And it almost feels like they're trying to manipulate Kandi into going backwards with Porsha versus them handling whatever argument they have with Porsha on their own. It just kind of feels, I don't know, that always feels lazy to me. Like, stick with the argument. Like, let's not go backwards to something else that you weren't really even a part of. But I digress on that. Anyway, I don't know how many of you guys are members of the Bravo Insider. If you are, you have gotten a sneak peek of this coming week's episode. Okay, so you got probably like the first maybe 5 to 6 minutes of it. In this first couple of minutes, a couple of things you're going to get are, you're going to see Kandi receiving an award and them proclaiming that December 18th is declared Kandi Burruss Tucker Day in the surrounding city and this is done by the councilwoman at Blaze, the restaurant. Toya Caldwell says, why does Porsha need Kandi to guide the communication? Porsha is capable of speaking on her own terms. I was simply saying that I feel like Kandi and Porsha, I think having a sit down together of the two of them alone on a speak on it, I felt like they can sort of, because I think a lot of people were concerned that this was going to kind of set them back. And a lot of times I feel like a lot of the other cast members will sometimes poke and prod at the two of them until they are beefing again. And so I feel like if they just sat down together and did maybe like a speak on it to hash it out and to show people that, hey, we're all good on this end. You know what I'm saying? But I don't, maybe they're not good. I don't know. But thank you for the super chat. And I appreciate your comment as well. We had another super chat in the building from, I think I'm pronouncing this right, Raisha Griffith, good luck, who says if Kenya didn't run to her blogs and bring it up on camera to the blog, Porsha wouldn't have had to defend herself. Yeah, I mean, I think, listen, we could look at it two ways. The first way we look at it is, I mean, Kenya smelled a lot of tea, and let's speak on it. She did. And for a lot of us who like to know what's going on behind the scenes, I was kind of like, ooh, tell me more, okay? Because we hadn't heard, well, at least I hadn't heard about this whole situation happening. So I might have been the only person out of the loop. I don't know if y'all had or not, but and I'm not afraid to say that, but then comes the revelation that allegedly the network had asked her not to say anything about this. That's interesting as well. So I don't know, man. It's I guess it's a two-way street. We got the information, but should it have really been put out there? I guess that's the better question. So thank you for that super chat as well. We had another one from Asata who says, Richie, did you see I tagged you on the R. Kelly information on the Shade Room article? I did. I got to go back and check that out. Thank you, though. We had another super chat from Beatrice Glover who says Kandi is down low, messy like Kenya. She's making money off of the dungeon, so forgiving shouldn't be an issue. I mean, I say the same thing. Well, I say the same thing in the sense that, and I love Kandi. I think that she was able to turn lemons into lemonade, and she's able to profit from it. So again, it was kind of like something that was meant to take her down. She used it to her benefit and she flipped it and turned it into a profit. That's gold right there to me. That's just my thoughts on it. Like, she got that make money spirit. That's all it is. Also in the preview, we get Cynthia and Mike. They're talking about potentially Airbnb Lake Bailey. I know Airbnb is a big thing right now for a lot of people. A lot of people are making a lot of money off of Airbnbs. Angel White says, with the super chat, thank you so much. Says, what is Kandi's story? I don't have the energy for another restaurant opening. What is Todd's occupation? Listen, I think that at this point in time, I think for them, I feel like they may be just serial entrepreneurs and serial investors. I personally love it, because I think what it does is whether we realize it or not, the things that Kandi brings to the show add to the, rich element of, while she's not a Lisa Vanderpump per se, in terms of having swans swimming around outside, she does give us a glimpse into, what it takes to open and run multiple businesses and occupations. So I like that because it's motivating to me. Like, I feel like, when I see them doing stuff like that, it's inspiring. So I want to see more of that type of stuff. Tiffania Carter says, with the super chat, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I think we might have had another one come in, and I just want to respond to that. Tyron Williams says, Kenya and Marlo wants to bring up Kandi and Porsha beef. Sometimes I do feel like that. I just feel like we need to move on. We need to move on to something new. Easter Washington says, I absolutely love you, Richie. Next season, I need someone who will give Kenya and Kandi the business. They are too comfortable. Yeah, I think you need another power player to come into this situation and really not have any fear of any of the ladies that are currently on the show. I think that's it. The next thing that you'll see in this sneak peek is Porsha speaking at the John Ossoff and Reverend Warnock rally. And then you get a scene where Drew and Ralph are taking Josiah to meet old daddy, is what they call him. So I guess it's his biological father. I don't know why they don't just say that. Josiah seems very uninterested. And not to mention, the biological father is late. Okay. He's late to the meeting. Like, I mean, mad late. You know what I'm saying? It's like over an hour or so late. So there's that whole situation that's going on as well. But for real, I think the main part of this that I think most people will be interested in is going to be the altercation that is going to occur between Drew and Latoya on this coming episode. And so we got a sneak peek of this courtesy of People Magazine. Also, thank you for the super chat, Zenith. I love that name, actually, by the way. That is awesome. I love that name. Okay, anyway, so we got a sneak peek of this coming up from People Magazine. It's also on the Bravo website for anybody who wants to check it out. And I will place it in a link in the description down below as well. So let's see here. Basically, in this scene, you get the ladies are at a white elephant party. Now, I think it's called a white elephant. This is where everybody brings gifts, and then you have to pick a number, and then the gifts can be passed around, or you could take somebody else's gift, or what have you. I'm assuming this might be Cynthia's event. Anyway, what we do know is that Latoya is the last to arrive. So she comes in and Drew says, oh, perfect timing. She came to get her gift. Now, it's important to note that before the actual drama occurs, there's a scene that's obviously played, and I think we saw it a little bit in the trailer, where Drew either brings out a boom box or something to that effect. And it is of a recording between either her and Prophet Lot or something like that, where Prophet Lot does admit that he liked her. But I don't know if he was saying that he just liked her as a person or that he liked her as in had feelings for her. Because I can't even recall the last time I heard somebody say, yeah, I like so-and-so. And I mean, I just felt like we used to say, oh, yeah, we kicking it, we dating. Yeah, I'm feeling shorty. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's how we usually talk. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Sharon Young, thank you for the super chat, who says, just because Kandi made money from the dungeon doesn't mean she can't forget what was done by Porsha. Okay, so let me ask you guys a question. And I think that that's a valid point, because I'm going to pause this real quick. If you do something to your friend, okay? If you do something to somebody, because we've all been here. If you have cursed out somebody, a friend, and maybe you was drunk or whatever the case may be, you did something foul to somebody, right? And if anybody here can be honest, you can admit at some point in time you've done something foul. Let me ask you a question. If the person that you ask for forgiveness for says that they forgive you, but it's being brought up all the time by people around that person, are they ever really moving past it if it keeps being brought up? If they keep bringing it up or people around you keep bringing it up, is that a healthy situation? Or on the flip side, if you have forgiven someone of something, if your friends keep bringing it up about what your ex did or what the person that you're dating did, Is it healthy for you to continue to be brought back to that space? My philosophy is this. Once I forgive you, I'm done with the situation. Now, does that mean that we still move the same? No, it doesn't. But I ain't bringing the situation up no more. After we talk about it, and that's just how I roll, because I'm moving forward in life, and I can't keep looking back thinking about the wrong that somebody did to me. I'm over it. I'm done. If they apologize, I feel like they're sincere, and I'm trying to move forward with them. Especially if you're trying to move forward with somebody, you can't keep bringing up a situation that happened all these years ago. Because if that's the case, don't forgive them. Don't forgive that person. Okay? Don't say you forgive them. Because once you say I forgive you, you allow that person an opportunity to show you that they're going to do better. Okay? But if you don't want to forgive them, you have that right to do so. So at any point in time, if Kandi never wanted to forgive this girl, she could definitely say, I will never forgive you for this. I will never speak to you again. I don't even want to be in your presence no more. Boom. And she would have every right to do so. But if you say, I'm going to forgive you, we following each other again, we starting over. Okay, let's move on from it. But also in that breath, it's not Kandi that keeps bringing it up. It's the people around her that keep bringing it up. And they keep bringing it up because they know it's going to affect her. And that's what I don't like. We had a super chat says from Lady DJ says, wisdom believing who someone is when they show you who they are. For me, once, only once. And again, I agree. At that point in time, you can simply say, listen, we done. I'm not rocking with you no more. But if you ever choose to, and here's the thing, and the reason I say this is because you in this chat are going to do something to someone at some point in time, and you're going to want to be forgiven. It has happened to everybody. If you live long enough, it will happen to you. Trust and believe. So that's kind of why I'm like, life is too short. You're either going to forgive this person or not, and you're going to move on. We had a couple of super chats. Y'all be having bringing up the best points. I love it. Okay. Manda B says, I literally just broke up with somebody going through this. Thank you so much. I needed to hear this. Oh my God. I almost started crying. And see, that's what let me tell you something. This super chat right here is why I feel like I love when we have these discussions, because it extends beyond just the show. And a lot of times these situations, we can apply it to our own lives. I like that what we're talking about has made somebody stop and think about something in their own life. Because that's when we leave this conversation, we still got to deal with our own situations. And hopefully something that we say here can impact somebody in this way. So I'm appreciative of that. Toya says, Kenya keeps bringing that up. She's in Kandi's ear playing a puppet master. After reading that article, I think drama is coming their way. Ooh, interesting observation, Toya. Interesting observation. We thank you for the super chat. I feel like I missed one, so I just want to get to it real quick. Angel says, I'll forgive, let it go. I'll just know how to move with you. Can't give you the satisfaction of thinking it's on my mind. Yeah, I think that's appropriate. Now I know how to move, and I'll just move how I need to move from this point forward, right? And because if you keep holding on to something, that's like drinking poison, right? It's not impacting you. It's not impacting that other person. It's impacting you because you're still upset by it. Hold on, we had a couple of more super chats, and then I'll finish up on the Toya, not the Latoya and Drew. Sherry says, are they really Kandi's friends? They keep bringing up the past, but don't they know that it hurts Kandi more than Porsha? I'm just asking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like it's starting to feel like a manipulation tactic, because at that point they know that they'll get Kandi riled up again, and then it'll be Porsha and Kandi all over again, and then they can sit back and do nothing. Brandon says, I just feel like these women aren't genuine friends and we read too much into their relationships. Most are just castmates, nothing more. And you could be right about that. But I do feel like, I think that people care about the Kandi and Porsha situation so much because the issue was so deep. And I get that any of them aren't going to be the best of friends, but I think that we all want that to end because we've dealt with it. We've seen it long enough on the show. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the super chat, Brandon. And we had another one come through from Cheryl, who says, it's not Kandi, it's the company she keeps that keep bringing it up. She needs to tell them to let it go. I 100% agree with you on this. I feel like she needs to tell them, listen, y'all need to stop bringing this stuff up and stop bringing my name up in it. When y'all have a beef with her, y'all have the beef with her. Because that's real. Like, if you got a genuine beef with somebody, okay, y'all had that beef. Don't keep bringing my name into it to justify why you got a beef with that person. No, you have your own beef. That's it. Ken Goddess says, love your platform, Richie. You're so dope. Hit the like button, family. Thank you. I think that was it. And so with that being said, let's get back to these two young ladies right here. So, Drew is still beefing with Latoya because of Prophet Lot, okay? She ultimately decided to have somebody else do the baby blessing, which was her mama, just like I said should be done, all right? And then the reason, again, why she felt like Prophet Lot couldn't do the baby blessing was because she felt like Prophet Lot and Latoya were in a relationship, okay? So both Prophet Lot and Latoya at this time were single, but Latoya was in the process of getting a divorce. Now, when Latoya comes in, Kenya immediately tells Latoya that prior to her arrival, Drew tried to present some stupid recording of a prophet talking about you, okay? But then Drew chimes in and says the truth will go forth. Latoya has issues and things going on, and we have a lot of drama that she has brought into my life. Now, Latoya at that point just says, Drew, shut up, okay? And then Drew snaps that Latoya is disrespectful and that something is wrong with her. And she says, you weren't looking for God. You were looking for some D. You were looking for Prophet D. And then Latoya claps back and says, and your man was looking for some new punani because yours is dried up, okay? Because yours is dried up. Thank you for the super chat. Colleen says Drew is gross. She's a straight up snake, so untrustworthy, so thirsty. Thank you for the super chat. I think we might have had another one that I might have missed. Isata says they know they can get Porsha so easy only because of what happened from season 9 with that situation with Phaedra. Thank you for that super chat. So, guys, this is what we have to look forward to coming up in the finale, the big fight between Drew and Latoya about Prophet Lot that we don't really know much about at this point. And I would have to tell you that I don't know. I'm not impressed as much. And I'm not one of those people that feels like cancel the show. I'm not that person. I don't think that or anything like that. Because I still love it. I do. And I know a lot of people have a lot of issues with it, and I respect a lot. I respect those opinions too. because I know that there are a lot of other people out there who really love it. But I just feel like, I don't know, something seems missing to me. And this Prophet storyline just didn't hit. You know what I mean? It didn't knock me off my feet or nothing like that. So I don't know, where it goes from here for next season. Thank you, Colleen, for the super chat, who says, didn't Drew drag Kenya for getting in people's intimate affairs? She gotta go. That's a good point, Colleen. I guess Drew is trying to make the assertion that because it was Latoya and the Prophet, for some reason they couldn't do the baby blessing. I don't know. I don't really get that, because to me, I just feel like, what business is it of yours? I guess, why do you know what your pastor is, what the Prophet is doing behind closed doors, especially if he's single? But the way Drew was making it seem on the show, like Latoya broke up her whole relationship. So the man has said he's not even in a relationship at that point. So I don't really know what to think. Sherry says, Richie, I'm bored and sick and tired of Drew, Latoya, and the Prophet. Bravo, please find new cast members. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's what we have to look forward to this coming Sunday. We'll see how much of an altercation it really is. And then we go into the reunion. We have a 3-part reunion coming up. Isata says, I am not happy with the season, Richie. I miss Lisa Wu, Nene Leakes, and the other cast members. Thank you for the super chat. We'll see. I can definitely tell you, I think that Drew will be back next season. All the major players will probably be back. Something's missing, though. Something is definitely missing. I don't know what it is or who it is, but something's missing. I don't even know what to say. But anyway, that's the news that we got for y'all today. We'll have to see what happens next. I was looking to see if either Kenya or Kandi had made any statements regarding the Vulture article or anything that Porsha has said, but nobody said anything as of yet. So if somebody does, let y'all tag me. Let me know. We'll jump on a live. We'll talk about it. Other than that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that notification, and have a wonderful Friday. I love y'all.